Hello. I am just coming on to paint. I have a new palette I'm testing out. Hello. This is crazy, this palette. Actually, I think I opened it upside down. So let me redo this because this reveal, this is important. I need to see it in reverse. So I ordered this Paul Rubens Hello palette. And this is how it came. This whole cloth thing is crazy to me. I think this palette was $40 on Amazon. Really nice professional case. And then I feel like a lot of beginners don't know, and I only scoff and laugh because I didn't know for so many years that these trays come out and you have all this mixing space underneath. Anyway, let's see what these bad boys look like. Hello, everyone. So I am here for you. I'm going to just open these up. And good heavens. Wow, they really do not want us getting into these. Yeah. Literally using my teeth. These are watercolors. Oh, it's like a sticker. All right, whatever you say, Paul Rubens watercolor people. Different. Me too. I also love opening them. Yeah, these are watercolors. It's the Paul Rubens. Oh my gosh, it just shot out of my hands. That's hysterical. This is different. I have not experienced ones with these stickers. This is the Paul Rubens set. Definitely made in China. I don't know. I guess they got their someone over there got their hands on a Paul Rubens name. I'm not sure what that's all about, but whatever. Let's give it a whirl. Hello, everyone. I am swatching. I'm opening up a new palette. I'm using my teeth because these stickers are insane. Holy crow. Yeah, you know what I didn't know about a lot of Amazon products is that there's a little something called Amazon FBA. And many Amazon products are designed and mostly profiting American brands. They may be sourcing product overseas, but they're building their own brands with that product and feeding their families and paying their employees in the U.S. Oh, thank you. Yeah, mixing on the paper. I don't know. It's not like I sat down one day and said, well, I'm just going to avoid mixing on a palette. That's really not, I can't believe these are stickers. It's insanity. It's not how it happened, but it works. I do not recommend doing what I'm doing to open. Oh, hello. Just knock the camera. I cannot get these stickers off without starting them with my teeth, of all things. I just love that snap when you first pop the watercolor half pan in. So fun. If you're just joining in, hello. I am opening up a new palette. I've been testing a lot of palettes lately. And if you watched my recent post here, little story I told, you'll find out soon why I'm testing so many palettes. It's not because I need them. you know, don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but I got some things up my sleeve. Can't say much about this set yet. I mean, honestly, it's pretty standard. Sorry. I need to bend this back to get these out. Thanks so much for being here, guys. So happy to see you. I am going to paint tonight, I promise. If you have questions for me, if you've been watching and wondering, maybe there's something about the way I paint that's just like you can't figure out, it's driving you nuts, whatever it may be, ask me a question. Is there a burning question you have about watercolor? Something that you just want to know, been trying to figure out, can't get it figured out? Ask me. You're welcome, Mary. I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. All right, almost there. Huh. A little more than halfway. So fun. Hello, Katie. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for joining. I'm trying out a new palette here tonight and open Q&A. I've also been a business owner for 18 years. So if you have any questions about starting a business, I am an open book. How do you know when to stop? Tend to get muddy. Mary, great question. So, now that you know what muddy looks like, because you said you tend to get muddy, now that you know what that looks and feels like, use that knowledge. Use that knowledge to remind yourself when to stop. So it's kind of like, I use the food metaphor because I'm on a health journey and been losing bunches of weight over the last year and a half. And it's kind of like once you know what it feels like to be full, overfull, you now know when to stop eating. So it's kind of the same thing with painting. Now that you know what muddy looks like, or a state of muddy that you find to be unattractive, you've also taught yourself how to prevent that. So to put that into kind of specific terms, don't spend too long. Like I would recommend, if I had to quantify it, don't spend more than like 5 minutes in one particular area of your painting. And that will really help you from getting those muddy effects. So essentially, move around the page. Hello, Christina, Marcy. Thanks for being here. So the question was, how do you know when to stop? How do you prevent those kind of muddy watercolor things from happening? And that was my answer to that question. It is a difficult question to answer, but yeah, just keep moving around the page. Don't stay in one spot too long. And I like to say, use your quote unquote failures to teach you. So you know what you don't like about muddy color. You know what it looks like. You know when it's starting to happen now. So just move away from that area before it has a chance to happen next time. Look at this. These are all background first or last. For me, background is always last. But I know a lot of painters who kind of do background and foreground in the beginning. Look at all those stickers. Actually kind of cool looking. Anyway. So for me, it's always background last. I can show you an example maybe. I tend to do a lot of, once everything is dry, I'm looking around for an example and I don't know if I have one. Up here at my home studio, I'm going to spray this palette down. Where I will create backgrounds that are pretty intense after everything in the foreground is dry, and I will sometimes even use inks to get some really kind of splashy stuff, juicy, explosive stuff going on. All right, there she is. Let's see. Okay, what are we going to paint? So I am using my beloved Art for Joy's Sake brush. Hey, Vicky. Thanks for being here. Hey, Wendy. Ask me anything. I'm going to start to paint soon. This is the Dagger brush I developed. Shorter bristles. They have a lot of bounce. Have this really nice point. You have the short edge here, the longest edge here, and then the kind of medium edge here. I love it so much. It's a 1/4 inch. Hey, Deborah. All right. Let's see how these do. I'm going to do little rows here. The brushes, if your question was about the brushes being in my bio, yes. Yep. I think why I love this brush so much is that you can get thick and thin. Oh, these are nice. Super lazy rose. Anyway, you can get really thick lines, thin lines. Hello. All out of one beautiful, versatile brush. These are really intense. Press, drag, and lift. If you've watched my videos, you know what we're doing here. Press, drag, and lift. I want to make this even bigger. I'm going to grab a blue and press, drag, and lift. Beautiful. I do like these. Testing out the Paul Rubens watercolor set. It's a 24 pigment set. It is a more expensive set on the market in terms of like, comparatively speaking to others kind of listed alongside it. Not a lot of moisture on the brush there. I'm going to reload. These are nice. It is a synthetic brush. Yes. I am a fan of synthetic brushes. I've been painting my whole life. And for me, hello, Joy. For me, I prefer synthetic. It has a certain spring to it, has a nice bounce. Ooh, look at that purple. That's a nice eggplanty, not too zingy, not too royal purple. I like that. So yeah, I prefer synthetic for sure. I use it on a daily basis with acrylic, with gesso. I do not clean it in any kind of special way. And they last and last and last. Hello from New Zealand. So glad you're here. And it is my pleasure to share. Thank you for the very kind words. So pretty. See how these lift. Get a little clean water in there. Blot. Lift. Blot. And lift. These are lifting pretty nice. Hello, Katie. Thank you for being here. What I'm finding with a lot of the palettes on Amazon that are gaining popularity is that they are high staining, almost a little bit opaque, and don't lift very well. These, however, not as high staining, but very vibrant, and not chalky at all so far. We'll see how they dry, but definitely not chalky so far. That's pretty. Pretty. I'll show you a little bit of that mixing on the page. I want some smaller leaves here. Add a little bit of yellow to green up that blue. A little bit more blue on top. And there you have a really rich and dynamic green, almost like a teal, that has a lot of ebb and flow and undulation. It's not all one color. And that's why I love mixing on the page so much, because instead of just spending all your time mixing that one perfect solid color, you are blending, thank you, Wendy, you're blending colors on the page and letting them mix on their own watch, so to speak, which means they're not going to mix perfectly. But isn't that the beauty of watercolor? Very pretty. Thank you, Mary. I'm painting standing up with my glasses off, so who knows what we're going to get out of this. A little blueberry action going here. I love painting quick. I find it to be very instinctive. It lets you take advantage of kind of the moisture on the page, which we all know. What do I say about when your page is wet? It's an opportunity. I love this brush. You can literally sketch with the very tip of the brush, kind of like this kind of stuff, right? Or you can do really broad, more water on there, but really broad strokes. Boom. So fun. One thing about this set, there's no real, gonna have a hard time making any bright pinks. Bright pinks are really, they don't occur naturally. You can't mix them really. So, but I'm not seeing like any kind of like opera rose or permanent rose or anything that you can make some really zingy pinks with. That's a little bit of a bummer. Maybe in a larger set, they would have something like that. This is the Paul Rubens set. Look at those thin lines you can get with this brush. I've been using dagger brushes for a long time. The first dagger brush I kind of happened upon, I want to show it to you. What is this? You're welcome. By a company called Royal and Langnickel. There were just a lot of things about it. I mean, obviously I fell in love with dagger brushes because of this particular one. But there were a lot of things about it I didn't love. So I made my own. But I do have a long history with dagger brushes. I also have a long history with using very strange color combinations, and I love every minute of it. What brush sizes would you recommend for a beginner? Wendy, I got to be honest. When I talk about my dagger brush, you don't have to, I'm not saying this because you have to go out and buy my dagger brush. No, that's not how I roll. But I love a dagger brush because you literally can buy one brush and get so much out of it. Nice point, bigger edges, that kind of thing. But if you're not, maybe you've tried dagger brushes, you don't love them, a round brush is a great, like a number 4 round brush is a great size to start with. And honestly, I don't recommend necessarily getting a whole big collection, 3 or 4 brushes maybe, but honestly, you could even start with 1 brush. But yeah, for me, in my world, I would go for the 1/4-inch dagger, just making sure that the dagger doesn't have super long bristles and that they are synthetic, because you want that spring. When you push the bristles, you want them to bounce back like that. I'll show you what bouncing back doesn't look like. Here's a sort of a dagger. And when you push the bristles, oh, this one bounces. Where's the one that doesn't bounce? Usually it's the natural bristle brushes that don't bounce as much. So here's one. This is a hybrid. And you see it doesn't totally bounce back to there. See that? Not a fan. So daggers, often you'll see them in a 1/4-inch, which this one is, 1/8 inch, which I don't find terribly useful. 1/4-inch is my favorite. You'll see a 1/2 inch as well for the daggers. Yep. Yay. I'm glad. Hello, thanks for joining. Sorry guys, I'm opening a seltzer. Need something to drink. I'm so glad you're here. These are great questions, friends. So if you have more, hit me up. I'm here for it. And with the dagger, you can just do really fun things like just hold it and drag it a little, and you have beautiful marks that you can turn into other things. Like I literally just used the side of the brush and went boop, 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 boop. Now, load up a little green, a little blue, a little brown, all at the same time, using just this point right there. And I'll go in really light, and oh, that's a little dark. That's all right. It's still working. And this turns into some like pretty filler, right? Love that. And if there's anyone here that did get in on that free original artwork offer that I did a while back, just know we haven't forgotten about you. I signed all of the paintings today, and they are going out tomorrow. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. That's horrible. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about with free original artwork, you're going to have to go back a couple of weeks, might even be more than a month now, and see what the heck I'm talking about. I offered up some free artwork, original artwork of mine. The key to any brush in watercolor is pressure. I'm pressing down almost as hard as I can and then lifting up as I drag, creating these little rosebuds by doing that. Oh, thank you, Mary. I've been painting, really been creating artwork since I was super young, so like 6. I started getting pretty serious about it in middle school. But I'll be honest, I didn't really start painting this particular style, really, I guess, developing my own style until I was in my 30s. And I'm now 43. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, she's been painting all this time. Nah. I didn't really find myself artistically until I was in my 30s, for sure. I'm a beginner. Yeah, definitely. The kind of paper. So this is a question I get asked more than anything else. I'm going to grab a few things, friends. I'm going to stop for a moment. So I get asked this question at least once a week, if not once a day. So this is really affordable watercolor paper. Canson XL. All right. I'm going to show you something I painted on this yesterday, because I hear a lot of folks complain about this paper. And I don't really think it deserves all that complaint. Painted this yesterday on this Canson paper. You may have seen the video, the post here. There's nothing bad happening with the way that the way that the watercolor took to this paper. I'm not saying that this painting is perfect, but look at that. It's gorgeous. So, Canson XL, awesome. Canson XL, big wet washes. You might see some weird splotchy stuff happening. This is my least favorite. Thank you, Mary. The Strathmore 400 series. Absolute least favorite. Total opinion. I'll show you why. Now, I painted these on here. All right. There's a little bit of weirdness happening like there that I didn't plan for. That's hard to correct on a less quality paper. But look at this. Painted these X's. I literally just went psh, psh, boom, boom. And all of this weirdness just happened. It's a sign of not so awesome paper. It's also a sign when it happens like here, but then it doesn't happen here or here. It's a sign of inconsistencies with the manufacturing, which I don't like. Just picked these up. Paul Rubens. You guys saw this one. Upside down. I really like this. It's not the most affordable. I think this is like $14 for 20 sheets, but they're 5x7. But really lovely paper. Really lovely. Thank you. And also this. This one, what is it called? Academy. Same size approximately. 20 sheets, I think. Let me read. 300 GSM. It's got to be 20. Yep. So those are some that I love. Also, oh yeah, here we go. Artistro just sent me a palette and some paper. I've really been liking their paper. I'm having a hard time though on Amazon finding it in like bigger sizes and bigger pads. But I'm digging this and the price is right. So hopefully that answers your question. So I just want to show you something because I have been mixing on the page. You can see that I've got some green in my ochre and some red in my orange. You're welcome. Some dark blue in my lighter blue, but don't worry about messing up your palette. Just don't. It's not the excitement and the fun and the wow factor that comes from painting and mixing on the page like this look what I just did. I went from pink to green. It's all good. It's not the end of the world. But look at the fun that can happen, wetting my brush on the page, when you do stuff like that. Look at that. Oh, it's subtle, but man, is that pretty, right? Let's do another one, because I have a lot of people ask me this. Oh my gosh, you're messing up your palette. Nah. Yellow. Blue. I know that's making some of you panic right now. And but watch. Yes. Watch the beauty. So pretty. And then you just go scoop it up. Scoop it up. Make another leaf with it. End of story. End of story. So don't worry about getting your palette all dirty. Get your palette dirty, for the love. Get in there. Dig in. Be bold. No fear here. No crying in baseball. There's no fear in watercolor. I love to paint often until my color runs out. Just let the color and the moisture run out naturally. And you'll get some really, like right there, some really interesting textures. All right. I'm going to rinse my brush. This is a little fun trick. And just go around the edges and just let it blow out. And there you have a rose, my friends. Your rose doesn't need to look like anybody else's rose. It needs to look like your rose. Nope. No. Here's what I say, Wendy. It's just paper. It's just paper. And you know what? This palette, if you used it every day to create a painting, it would take you like, I don't know, 10 years to go through. It's just paper. It's just paint. It's just paper. It's just paint. I'm not saying that the fear isn't real. Oh, it's real. I'm just saying we need to fight it. And we need to realize what we're sacrificing by letting the fear trickle into our painting experience. We're sacrificing the joy. We're sacrificing like the moment where all this fun, crazy stuff happens. We're sacrificing so much by letting fear take over our painting experience. Every time we sit down to paint is an opportunity to just soak in that moment and that experience and to revel in this kind of stuff. Hold on, I didn't get enough paint. Like to revel in the craziness that happens when you put down color and you let the water run out and you get weird textures and things that you would never expect. You sacrifice that opportunity when you let fear in at all. It's just, it's just paper. It's just paint. Maybe I should, I don't know, make some t-shirts. It's just paper. It's a let go moment. Absolutely. It's a let go moment. And Wendy, please don't think we're like lecturing you, because we're not. We just, I want you to have a joyful experience every time you sit down. I don't like the way this leaf is looking. It's a weird shape. I don't know what I did. So I'm going to make it bigger and change the shape. Remember how I said that one time? You're just a couple of brush strokes away from turning the ugly into something spectacular. Don't ever forget that either. Ugly isn't a place to sit down and rest and quit. You don't quit at ugly. You don't quit at ugly. Because ugly is your telltale sign that breakthrough is a coming. Oh, good. I'm glad. Gosh, I would be heartbroken. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if somebody told me that they felt like I was lecturing them. So thank you for saying so. Again, I'm painting standing up so I can see your lovely comments. And without my glasses on, because I don't know if you watched today's video or I told a little story. I had my COVID vaccine last Thursday night. Woke up Friday feeling like death warmed over. Recovered really quickly, but woke up Saturday with a serious case of pink eye, of all things. And so I haven't been able to wear makeup. I haven't been able to even really fully function. It's been really, really wicked. I'm going to the eye doctor tomorrow. Crazy town. Hey, I just want to point out something that just happened. Don't panic when you get unexpected bleeding. As long as it's controlled and you're liking what's happening, let it go. Did the fact that burgundy leaf bled into my orange yellow rose make it look any worse? I don't think so. I think it made it look a heck of a lot better. So don't fight that kind of stuff. Here, look at the little creepy, I'm sorry, this is going out of control. Look at the little creepy crawly veins from one leaf to another. Let that stuff go. Let it happen. That's the good stuff. I'll show you another spot. Look at that. Look at that right there. Oh, look at that. Yes. Love it. Thank you. Tinkbot. That is a killer TikTok handle. I dig that. Tinkbot. So yeah, these Paul Rubens colors are, I would say, a little more traditional. You don't have the zingy pinks or the chalky peaches that you're seeing in a lot of these sets, which I actually like, but I'm feeling these. I like the vibe. I like the traditional feel to them. I like how crisp and clear and sheer these colors are. Really do. Yep. Dig it. Thank you. They are having a good time. Those colors are having a blast on the page tonight. I do love my brush. I'm going to have to say thank you because I designed this brush. It's a good brush. And I will tell you a little secret. I am really hard on my brushes. I use gesso all the time in my paintings. I leave my brushes in the water by accident overnight. And it still looks like this. It still looks good. These brushes take a beating. All right, what are we going to do here? I'm working on some really rough paper, so I don't think I can get some of the thinner lines that I usually do. And I'm fighting the urge to pull out my liner brush because I want you to just see how versatile this brush is on its own. Look at those thin lines. Not too shabby, Kristy Rice. Not too shabby. Now, I usually find a spot for my pinky to hold on for dear life when I'm doing brush strokes like that. I'm literally hanging on. Can you see? Hanging on up there. And that braces me and allows me to create thinner marks. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Now, when I start to fill in like this, I realize full well that I'm not just painting little thin lines here. I'm actually creating contrast to make these focal point flowers pop. So these are my focal point flowers. I'm probably eventually going to do another focal point flower up here. So when I'm at this stage, I'm also thinking about, okay, how do I want to like curve in here a little bit and notch out some of that rose, but disguise it as the filler that I'm painting in, right? Think about those things. I did a little bit of that right here already with this leaf. Need a little bit here. Yep. Ooh, I don't like that. Let me do something. There we go. Need a little something extra there. Let's do some more repetition. Really important for composition. I'm going to repeat some of that here. Oh, wait, now do I want, no, I want the rose up here eventually. So, just do a little bit of this. Need a little more water, a little more color. Okay. And all of a sudden, you have filler flower. And repetition. Boom, boom. Repetition. Boom, boom. We need a little more boom down here. I like to work in threes. Odd numbers are easiest on the eyes. Let's get a little going. A little more berry action down here. Now you have boom, boom, boom. You want your eye. You want your viewer's eye. Now this is getting a little complicated, a little crazy, you don't need to think about this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. You want your eye to know where to go first. Undoubtedly, my eye's going here. It's the biggest flower. Next biggest flower is here, but honestly, that's not quite where my eye is going yet because there's not enough detail here. My eye is actually going here next because there's like a lot of fun happening there. So that's just a little mini lesson in composition. Ill-shaped berry going on over here. I need to save this area. I don't know what's happening. So fun. Odd number ice cubes as well. Okay, you need to tell me more about what that means. I need to know. You only put odd numbers of ice cubes in your glass? Is that what that means? Or am I missing the point? I'm probably missing the point. I am 43. Now, something else I do. Well, I could see it on textiles then too. That is a lovely compliment. I've got brights and I've got like jewel tones, like really zingy brights. And then these more, like earthy jewel tones almost. So I feel like I need a little something to bring this down to earth. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe some brown. I am mixing on the palette right now. Shocking, I know. Let's do a little brown with a lot of water. See what happens. Thin leaves that are kind of intertwining with one another. Really let them get real sheer and soft because everything else here is bold. That's pretty. I like that. That adds a lovely little contrast. Sheer and very neutral. I like that. I do. You could do, let's try another one up here. Let's mix a little blue into that brown. I'll show you what I'm doing because I know I don't do a lot of mixing. I like this color on the palette. It's like this tealy blue. Mix that in and add a bunch of water. See what happens. Let's do a little bit of that up here. Water it down even more. That's pretty too. That's even more neutral. So, think about contrast too. I'm a big fan of this kind of detailing. You'll see it all throughout my work. Get smudges, like look how I smudged that all up. You see me panicking? Nope. You want to know why? Anybody know why I'm not panicking? It's just paper. It's just paint. And the smudges are just gone. Boom. Boom. Wish you could see my face. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'll tell you, not all of my smudges disappear that effortlessly. But if you look at my hand, you can probably tell that I get a lot of smudges. Smudges are like my middle name. All right, friends. You know, these are a little intense. I'm going to soften those up a little with some kind of clean water. Not completely clean. Just soften that up a little bit. In real life, I'd be bringing this bad boy out. But I was trying to be a little bit of a dagger purist tonight. But yeah, I would bring this bad boy out and get going. You know, let's be wild. Let's do a little something. I'm almost through this bottle of gesso. Let's see if I can get anything out of here. Oh, hello. Little gesso. That's a little too much. Get some back in there. Get even more back in there. I'm using the liner brush. I am not a purist, friends. Not in the slightest. I don't think I ever will. I just painted my beautiful Roseville. All right. This is harder on especially a teeny brush on thick, heavy, textured paper. But just take your time. And look at that. So pretty. Get enough water on there and that'll really start to fly. So don't be afraid to bring in some gesso. No, add just a lovely little something there. There she is. Ooh, I could go for days. I could go for days with that kind of fun stuff. I'm going to blend these out a little bit. Now we're getting into full-blown mixed media here, which is A-okay. Oof, isn't that gorgeous? Happy to report that that leaf was dry and I re-wet it very easily. And it did a lot of nice smoothing with just a little bit of water added. So that is the sign of some... Number one, I'm using very good watercolor paper, not gonna lie. But number two, some very good pigments here. Feels a little thick. It's okay. Isn't that so pretty? Your hand will get steadier the more you try this kind of stuff. So practicing this kind of maneuver, let's call it a maneuver. Feel like it's a maneuver, not just a brush stroke. The more you try it, the more you dig into it, the more effortless it will feel. Got some more smudgy-doos going on there. See, not all smudge is correct as easily. Yes! All right, friends, I am going to stop here, but I have a feeling I might finish this up tomorrow, maybe in one of my posts. I'm starting to think about going live on the regular. How would you guys feel about that? I'm trying to figure out a time that works for me. I have 2 young kiddos, so my nights are not my own until the crazies go to bed. Yes, I am very late to the mama thing. It wasn't until I was 37 that I decided I wanted to be a mom. Well, who am I kidding? I wasn't really sure, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I don't want to be like 90 and not have been a mom. So I decided to be a mom at 37. So 37, 38, something like that. So anyway, yeah, my house is crazy still. I'm 43 and I got a house full of crazy. I love every minute of it. It's awesome. Awesome sauce. I'm going to turn this camera around for just a minute. You get to see a little bit of my studio. There I am. Oh, how do I flip this around? Yeah, more power to me. Something like that. Hey. Oh my God, look at this hair. It's so bad. I was wrestling with the kiddos. Hi. Yeah, look at this. So bad. Oh my gosh. And I feel so naked without makeup. That's better. Can't see it as much. Well, friends, it's been so fun. It's been so fun painting. And yes, I'm going to try to go live a little bit more on the regular. And I wonder, maybe a weekend. You're welcome, Julia. Thank you for being here. Let me pull this out and show you. I think I can, hold on. I think I can tip this forward without. And the other thing, I think I can download. Thank you, Mary. I think I can download these lives. And then I could put them on YouTube. And yeah, it might be fun if you want to rewatch. Or I love when people watch live. Oh my God, this hair. I'm sorry, guys. When they watch live and then paint with me on the replay. That's fun. When I teach my courses, my Zoom classes, that's what a lot of people do. And I actually recommend it. Like during the live session, watch me, take notes, whatever you want to do, dabble, sketch, doodle, but try to do the full painting on the replay. So I'm going to try to get these lives. I had one other live that I did. I'm going to try to get these up on YouTube. And when that happens, I will put it as part of the link tree in my bio link here on TikTok. All right. So keep an eye out for that because I'm going to try to make that happen. Anyway, here she is. Yeah. Here she is. And look at what mixing on the page can do for you. Look at that. You would waste so much time. Well, how do I blend this cool purpley greenish thing? How do I mix that? No, You just put purple next to green on the page and let gravity and humidity do the rest. So fun. So, anyway, sorry. Did that sound preachy? I didn't mean to. I am a serial apologizer. I'm working on it. Anyway, here we go, friends. It's been super fun. Like I said, I'm going to try to do that YouTube thing. See how that works. You guys have a good night, and I will see you next time. All right. Take care. Oh my gosh, look at all this paint. It's so bad. And hopefully next time you see me, I will have I don't wear a lot of makeup. I wear just enough not to feel like I'm like the tired lady walking around. Anyway, when this eye gets better, I'll be back to my normal self. Until then, I'll see you. Bye. I don't know how to end this. Nope. Wait, there it is.